YouTube, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, um, topic of discussion is going to be the importance of having an emergency fund. And this is really important and something that I wanted to share, especially if I could talk to my younger self and all the people out there that are having struggle savings or just living paycheck to paycheck and not really worried about tomorrow and not really thinking to themselves like, oh, one day something could happen where I may need that. So quick backstory. um in my life personally, I've been through this because I've seen certain situations in my past, especially like when I was younger in my 20s, where I basically would just do anything that I wanted to do with my money, wasn't saving it, didn't have an emergency fund or rainy day fund, whatever you want to call it, for backup. And there always would be something that would happen where I would have to end up asking some family or some friends or somebody that I knew for a loan or something. And they themselves, most of the time, didn't have it because they were also living paycheck to paycheck, not saving. So, and then when you got jammed up in a situation like that, most likely you're gonna have to put everything on a credit card, and then that's gonna lead to more debt later on. So I just wanted to talk about that because I'm really passionate about this, man, because I've personally seen these things where it's like any mishap can happen in life. An emergency definitely will happen at some point. It could be with family, it could be with your car, it could be with I'm trying to think right now, but there's so many things that can happen where you might need money on the spot to get you out of that jam. Um, I know you got people like Dave Ramsey, and you have people, a lot of people, experts, if you call them, they always talk about having at least like a year, 6 months to a year. I think that that's pretty good, because once again, when something happens, you don't want to go scrambling, and you don't want to go looking all over the place. Oh, can I borrow $500, for instance? You don't want to go do that. Or you don't, every time something happens in your life, whenever there's a mishap or an emergency or something takes place, you always have to put something on a credit card. So that's something to think about, as far as like that emergency fund goes, man. So I just really wanted to try and stress this point, how important that emergency fund is, man, and how far that can take you, not spending your money recklessly and really putting some money aside for when things happen, because it will. It's life. One thing we know about life is going to be up and down. So things are going to happen regardless, and sometimes money, can fix these things. Some, in most situations, if it could be some, like I said, it could be something happening with your parents, or you might have money where you could loan somebody else money if they needed it. So, and like I said, it's very important because um statistically, I think they always talk about that most Americans don't have, I think it's 1,000 to like $1,500 in their savings. And that's really, really bad, because if anything happens, all it takes is one thing to happen that costs whatever, $500, $1,000, and it's gonna throw you off. And like I said, swiping that credit card is easy. It's easy to just swipe the credit card and say, oh well, I'm gonna pay it back when I get a chance or whatever. But for me in particular, I realize whenever I use credit cards, I try to pay it off as soon as possible. But I do realize, for some reason, it's way easier swiping that credit card versus like trying to pay it back. For some reason, I don't know why. If there's a science behind it, I don't know. But that's what I've realized for myself. That it's way easier to swipe it than to pay it back. So if you can avoid it, Um, I would say that is good if you can avoid the credit card usage and just try to keep it down as low as possible, or try to pay it back as much as possible. But once again, if you have a certain amount of money in your emergency fund, you might not need to even do that. So that's the main point that I'm trying to stress. Um, that you have to think about tomorrow. You have to think about, what about if something happens? What about if nobody will be there to back me up in a situation? Now, there could be people to back you up in a situation, but you don't want to depend on that. You don't want to depend on that. You want to say to yourself, I'm in this situation, and what can I do to secure myself the most? And securing yourself the most would be saving up as much as you can, whatever number is comfortable for you. But having something there is the most important thing. So yeah, I just wanted to stress that, man. And of course, it's like I said, the importance of scrambling. When you don't have money, in savings, it doesn't give you that sense of security. It comes with more stress. It comes with a lot of things in your life that if you have that money, you particularly wouldn't be stressed. If you had an emergency for $1,000 and you say, okay, yo, this is gonna cost me $1,000 to get fixed, $800 to get fixed, something on your car, for instance. You don't have the money, automatic stress, automatically. If you do have the money to fix it, your stress levels are not gonna be as high. You're not gonna be calling around, oh, I need a loan here, I need a loan there, or like I said, swiping that credit card, which is so easy, so easy, so easy to just swipe a credit card at any given time. So, I wanted to make you guys know, like, the importance of it, man, and how important it is to save, and the stress that it comes with not having that money or having to depend on people for money. You don't want that, man, because at the end of the day, you want to be self-sufficient. You want to have that independence, and you want to be able to just like make sure you're on top of your stuff, man, and make sure that you don't have to keep running around depending on people. Like it's not a good look. So I definitely feel like putting yourself in order, you can help, man. It could, like I said, it could be something your mom, your dad, somebody in your family, one of your close friends, they really need something at the moment. And you're able to say, hey, okay, listen, I could give you this $300. I could give you this $500 because you have it and you're secured within yourself. And you know that you could help others with that money as well. So that's one of the main things that I wanted to talk about, because like I said, I'm really passionate about this, because I wish if I had people in my past to talk to me about savings and about other things, but to be honest, I was hard-headed and it wasn't really a priority in my mind. I just wanted to live life and I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. And then as you get older, you start to realize, oh, now that I'm asking people for money, they don't have it, or I gotta mess up my credit, which could mess up a whole bunch of other things that you're trying to do in the future. So now my credit is messed up. Now all type of things is happening because I just wanted to live life in the moment and just have fun in the moment and not put anything away. I do realize sometimes it is difficult to save, especially if you just have it in your regular checking account and you're just looking at the money. Sometimes for some people, it's a good chance that they will spend it. That's why I suggest just having a whole other account that you could just send it over to, whether it's automatically, whether you like to budget yourself and you just want to send that money off and send it away. So you don't even see it, like out of sight, out of mind. It is there for when you need it, but it's not immediately there where you're just looking at it every day in that regular checking account where you have the easiest access to it. So sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind. Sometimes you put something far away or you send it off somewhere where it's not in your vision every day for you to spend it, or for you to be looking at it and be more tempted, I should say. So, I just wanted to talk about that, man. Once again, guys, you're not the only one going through these things. I've been through these things. There's a lot of people out there going through this. And the importance of saving money is very, very, very important, especially in today's economy. So I just wanted to talk about that today. And, as always, I try to provide some type of value with my videos for people out there, All right, guys. Yo, peace.